My name is Thomas Ackerman, and I want to introduce to you the paintings behind me that you have just seen, my preamble, and I want to make a quick comment on these paintings. They're called The Dead Men Standing, and they arise out of the tragedy out of Fukushima. Now, interestingly, I started working on these paintings prior to the Fukushima disaster, which is radiating the ocean, the air, and the Dead Men Standing is a metaphor for what I feel is the lack of activity and the lack of concern and denial, the epic denial going on around this tragedy. So as an artist, in the vein of, I feel, in the vein of Goya, in the vein of artists that have protested, in the vein of Picasso and Guernica, I am presenting these paintings, The Dead Men Standing, and I hope you will have a serious look at these paintings. And from an aesthetic point of view, and I'm not one to be too interested in aesthetics, what Barnett Newman said, aesthetics is to the artist as ornithology is to the birds. I quite agree with that. So what I'd like to comment on and briefly just draw to your attention is, well, number one, you see the scale of the work. The sizes are somewhat life-size. It's about 60-some inches by 78 inches tall. And the images are of very well-known people in history, infamous people as well as famous or well-recognized. You have recent history. You have Gaddafi, or in this case, Che Guevara, a famous photograph of him lying after they murdered him. And what I'm trying to do is draw attention to the fact that we as human beings exercise, I suppose, a level of brutality that needs to be exemplified, or that needs to be brought to our attention. And I'm using, as a painter, I'm using my expertise as a painter to present these images to you. But what is more important in some regard to me is the way I'm making these paintings. And I've included a sample of the way these paintings look on the surface, which is very important. It is crucial, in fact, in the sense that Pollock dripped or Morris Louis poured. The way the paintings look were the subject, were the message, how it was done. And I think the way these paintings, the way I've done these, with a medium I've developed over the last 20 years, I'm using it in all my paints now, in the oil paints, and it creates a surface that is totally unusual. It makes, in relation to any painting that happened before, these paintings are quite extraordinary and unusual, quite radical, and I consider myself a revolutionary as a painter in that vein, in the vein of Picasso or Goya or Pollock and Warhol. I see myself as producing work that in itself, the medium, as McLuhan said, is the message. The subject is incidental in a sense once you look at these paintings. And I hope you look at them with an open mind and realize that the way these paintings are all oil paintings, they're not acrylic. The flexibility you will notice in the surface of the sample I've included, it is not acrylic, it is oil paint, and there are no varnishes or fancy covers like liquid glass that Julian Schnabel pours over his paintings. These people that create a surface that is unusual by doing some industrial manipulation. These are oil paintings and a medium that I've developed, and it's very important to understand that the way the painting looks has a lot to do with how they were made. They're not just brushed on the surface or palette knives or pouring or dripping. They are intrinsically, the way they look is intrinsically connected to the way I made them, and I hope you will recognize that and have a look at it. Thank you.